Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next video. And I've been people have been asking me, but I just never got a chance to run because I've been busy, and plus I was continuing with my Steven Seagal movie marathon, which is coming up after this. So, but just really quick, before I get to those movies, just really quick, people have been asking me about it, so here we go. And yeah, because I know a few. Pretty much almost a week ago that actor Paul Reubens, a.k.a. Herman, yes, him passed away at the end of the month of July 3rd. At the end of the month of July 30th to be exact. So pretty much almost a week ago. He passed away at the age of 70, and but it says the I don't know what they say about what he died from though, but it says that he was diagnosed 6 years earlier, and oh yeah, it says right here he died from cancer. I don't know why I don't know why, but yeah, so he died from cancer. That's what it was. But I guess he was diagnosed 6 years earlier, but they didn't know. But they didn't release it to the public. That's why. Yeah, so Pee Wee Herman, or a.k.a. Paul Reubens. Now, on record, I was not really a big fan of Pee Wee Herman, honestly. I mean, yeah, his date he did all his comedy series until when he made it big with his feature film. That was director Tim Burton's debut, Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. Yeah, that was the directorial debut for director Tim Burton. And I mean, I wasn't really big fan of Pee Wee Herman, honestly. Though, I mean, I saw Pee Wee's Herman Big Adventure once a long time ago. I mean, it was all right, but I just never really was a big fan of Pee Wee Herman overall. I never said he was bad as the character, though, but I just I could never really get into Pee Wee Herman. And it was a surprise to see him at the beginning of Tim Burton's Batman Returns, the sequel to Batman, with Michael Keaton's Batman, the sequel Batman Returns, right? In the opening, where he was this rich guy with his wife. I think that was Danny DeVito's wife, that was along with Paul Reubens in the opening of Batman Returns. Back when Oswald Cobblepot was born, and there's Paul Reubens and I think it was Danny DeVito's wife just looking and just in absolute disgust, where they see the baby Oswald in a cage and he goes and eats a cat, and then Paul Reubens and his wife they go to a bridge and they just dump the little monster in the river, that's where it end up where the penguins are. Yeah, so yeah, okay, it was a surprise to see him in Tim Burton's the Batman Returns, Yeah, as Tucker as Cobblepot, yeah. And he was also in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the one with the movie before the TV show, back when it was Chrissy Swanson who was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Rutger Hauer was in it as well, along with Donald Sutherland too. I forget. And he also voiced the character Locke in The Nightmare Before Christmas. The three children, right? They're always messing with, right? Locke, Beryl, and the girl one. I forget the name though. Which was voiced by the same actress who voiced Lil from the Rugrats. But he voiced Locke in The Nightmare Before Christmas. And he also was in Matilda, which I reviewed the movie Matilda long ago, with Mara Wilson, Paul Reubens, who was one of those guys, along with Tracy Walker, also from Tim Burton's Batman, as the character Bob, who is Joker's right hand guy. You're my number one. So yeah, him and Tracy Walker, they're like the FBI agents that are watching Danny DeVito's house, right? Until when Mara Wilson made their car drive off on their own because they were trying to get video evidence because of Danny DeVito's dirty business in the car industry, Yeah. I forget. I didn't even know that he voiced in Jokey Smurf in the live action Smurfs movies. I didn't know that he voiced Jokey Smurf. You know, the one that in the 2011 in the 2013 movies. Yeah, Jokey Smurf, the ones that plays pranks. I didn't know that was Paul Reubens, but he's appeared in several other films though. Like the last one he did as Pee Wee Herman, that was back in 2016, was Pee Wee's Big Holiday. Tom and Jerry's Giant Adventure from 2013. Reno 911 Miami. The Tripper, that was that horror movie that David Arquette directed. Yeah, and of course in real life, you know, the times when he was arrested. Back then during the time when in 1991 when he was arrested for indecent exposure while watching an adult movie theater. You know, he was indecent exposure. You know, lewd conduct in that theater in that movie theater, and he was arrested for that for indecent exposure. And I guess that even in 2002 he was arrested again. That they had a search warrant that a witness in the pornography case against actor Jeffrey Jones. Yeah, Jeffrey Jones, you remember? I mentioned a lot of times that Jeffrey Jones, you know, who was a principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Howard the Duck, and he was also in Tim Burton's Beetlejuice and Sleepy Hollow. I mentioned a lot of times that he is a convicted pedophile, Jeffrey Jones. I like him as an actor though, but you know, he's a piece of shit of a human being. I guess Paul Reubens was a part of that, I guess. Whatever, but yeah, I know, just the rest issues what he did from back then. I'm like, dude, you're Pee Wee Herman. You think you don't have to do all that stuff? I mean, hey, what am I to say? I wasn't there, so, but I mean, did he maybe did he get better the later years after those charges? I mean, maybe, because he still continued to play in the character after all these years, so maybe he did clean himself. Maybe he picked himself back up since then. I'm not sure because I wasn't there. But yeah, to many people who are fans of Paul Reubens or Pee Wee Herman of the character, you know, I mean, it sucks that he passed away. I mean, because Pee Wee Herman was a well-known character. You know, hey, I know where you are, but what am I? I think that's like the most well-known piece of dialogue he says. You know, I know where you are, but what am I? So, but yeah, I mean, it's still sad, you know. But yeah, just me, despite that, I was not really a big fan of Pee Wee Herman. It's still sad, you know. I mean, hey, I mean, honestly, I prefer Jim Varney as Ernest P. Worrell. I prefer him over Pee Wee Herman. I just prefer Ernest P. Worrell more than Pee Wee Herman, honestly, because I think Jim Varney, I thought, was much more funnier. But he didn't die. Well, like Paul Reubens, but Jim Varney, he was a heavy smoker, so he died of lung cancer, and much younger at the age of 50. Yeah, so yeah. To me personally, I just prefer Ernest P. Worrell, Jim Varney more than Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman. That's just me though, because I didn't grow up with Pee Wee Herman. I grew up more with Ernest P. Worrell. You know, I enjoy a lot more of those films that he did. So, but regardless, though, it's still sad though. Yeah, despite those arrest charges, you know, those are just lessons you learn in life. You know, you just don't do those things. Especially how wrong and lewd they are, you know. But I think he did pick himself up, clean himself up back afterwards, the years later, I guess. So yeah, it still sucks, you know. There's a lot of fans who like Pee Wee Herman. I'm sure they're gonna miss him. I mean, it's much like I say the same, you know, to any actor who's passed away or any singer or whatever, you know. So yeah, I also say rest in peace of Pee Wee Herman. Paul Reubens, you know, still sucks, you know. 70 years old. I thought the guy lived a lot longer than I thought he'd be, you know. So, but yeah, but that's just me though. But yeah, once again, to rest in peace to Pee Wee Herman, Paul Reubens say. But anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and which after this, that's where you get more of the Steven Seagal movies. Hope you're ready for more rant later.